Yo, this Pacman Jones, I took roots, 0 in. It's better than Adderall, I'll tell you that. No cap.
Let's go.
Smell me? Hey, brother. These hundreds in my pocket, these don't come overnight. Do you see these? That's what we like. Jelly Roll, get your fat here right now.
I love the way you look. You look awesome.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Y'all know him as a college guy, college player in West Virginia, and playing in the league.
How you doing?
Well, he was some kind of high school football player now.
I was the best.
You was the best.
All right.
You was the best.
I played running back in high school. I played a little bit of defense, but my main thing was running back in front return. This guy had a chance to recruit me at Georgia Tech.
And you didn't.
But
Let him tell the story. Let him tell the
this is the
story.
honest God truth right here. Kearon Fox was a really close friend of mine who family adopted me from the projects who I was staying with. He ended up going to Georgia Tech. Everything was good with him. I had everywhere though. I had Miami, Georgia Tech, Georgia,
everybody.
Notre Dame. Any school you can pretty much.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I can go. And I fell in love with O'Leary. But I was trying to get the money out of it. They weren't really talking about the money. Now this is back in 2005.
Yeah.
For the NIL.
So I had 3 schools that was gonna give me $60,000. Miami.
Back then, that's a lot of money.
Hell yeah, I was rich. Miami, Georgia, and West Virginia. So I'm sitting here debating. So running back, I had a cousin who got locked up for like an attempted robbery. I made every school that offered me offer him. Am I lying?
Yep.
These motherfuckers wouldn't offer because Georgia Tech was so prestige. I called him. I'm like, look, bro, I'm committed to y'all. Y'all ain't got no money, and you ain't offer my cousin.
And you committed to us.
I said, what are we doing? It's like, well,
You
you know,
said
you
this?
gotta have a 4.0 GPA
Georgia
come
Tech.
to Georgia Tech. I said, well, I do. I'm talking about my cousin. Like, what are we doing? I said, I'm the prize. He's the. He's like, all right, well, we can't do it. And this is literally a day before signing it. Called Georgia. Guess what they did? Offered them.
Yeah.
West Virginia, hurry up. Offered them. Miami, offered them. Literally sitting here with my cousin. Like, all right, so look, we can't go to Georgia Tech. So these are the 3 schools that I got. Like, what do you think? This motherfucker looks at me and said, look, since Georgia Tech don't want to offer me, I'm going to stop following your footsteps and I'm going to go to Tennessee Tech.
Oh my God.
I was so high, bro. Because I could have got more money from other schools. And like this literally, I gotta sign this paper. I gotta fax this paper to these people in like 6 hours. And so I'm fucking feeling, we're at the school, like literally outside of the school, me and Lewis, which is my cousin. And I'm like, fuck him.
It was before Cam.
Oh, okay.
And some just tell me, like, all right, just call Coach Rod. I called Coach Rod. I said, look, it's a problem. Another school offered me $10,000 more. And they offered Lewis the same thing, but Lewis don't have to come on my part. He's like, whatever you want, we'll get it. I said, you sure? I'm like, well, you know, signing is like 8 hours from now. Can you have somebody pull up on me? Honest God, true. Coach Rod had somebody pull up on me with $60,000. And I ended up going to West Virginia. Best decision I ever made in my life.
You say that now.
Best. It was, bro. Georgia Tech, they were doing schoolwork, and that was nothing. My boy Fox was like, bro, you gotta go to class. I'm like, go to class?
What's that?
Class? Bro, I'm going to school to play football.
Hold on, let me call Brad right now.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Don't let McAfee get your ass whooped.
Hey, bro. Hey, you know what I just told them, B? I said, you fucked up my whole life, man.
Why you say that?
Because you turned me on to the cars and I started buying all them goddamn cars. You should see my garage right now, bro. Hey, you always been good to me. You hear me, man? Everybody on the phone is saying no Diddy, though.
What do we say?
Say what?
Everybody is saying no Diddy.
No Diddy.
I hate it for Diddy. I shouldn't say that. But y'all get what I'm saying.
But it happens.
This guy over here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm not going to no more parties.
You and
I don't
50 are like,
understand
nah.
what
I've been to them parties.
I don't understand what happened.
Oh, don't worry about it. Peace and love. Now, what is this we got going?
So this is a nootropic that basically an adaptogenic. So it goes in. It's not a drug. It's a nutraceutical.
Just tell me what it do.
It basically you take up to 4 days. Some
Like the
people take
Limitless
5.
pill, only
It's
better.
Yeah, it's a natural, but I use microdosing.
But what is it supposed to help me?
It helps you perform, be focused. It works in neural transmission.
Adderall.
It's like Adderall.
Oh,
But
let's
it's
try it.
natural.
Take 2 now.
Take it now?
Yeah, you'll be good in 10
But
minutes.
it's natural.
Well, I'm saying I'm already prescribed Adderall, so
Yeah, but it's natural.
need this.
Because Adderall has side effects. The side effects are
What's out of
positive.
it?
20 minutes. We will be having a different
20
conversation.
minutes I'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
I smoke hella too, though. But
Yeah.
Oh,
this shit.
bro.
Tell
So
them
I'll
the story.
quote.
Tell them the story
This should
about
bring
Nori.
me.
I was gonna quote Nori.
Tell
What is y'all find?
She has the Rahm Foundation, but because she has 3 PhDs, a PsyD and EDD, postdoc from Harvard, and
Oh, she
nanotechnology.
need to be my fucking counselor.
Oh yeah.
I'm all that shit above.
What she created a line of nutraceuticals, and I built our financial ecosystem for our business model around social commerce. We don't need to advertise on social media and on everything. We're all connected. We're 6 degrees from 6 billion people. So I built an algorithmic fintech model around being able to track that infinitely and then monetize it. So I took 45% of our revenue and I just put it back into the people that actually create the value.
We're giving him the bag. Some of the formulations that I've done there in 80 countries, and I really want to dedicate my energy to raising money for the foundation. It's to help kids and to help what we're doing. So this is a gift. There's 7 other products in the book, Cure the Cause, in it, and it has Restore, Clean Slate, and everything else. And I hope you really enjoy it. And I want to tell you thank you for everything you're doing for us and for the foundation.
Yes.
It's true. You guys are making fun of me. I started focusing on, with governments throughout the world, how do we detox the body and then support it so it performs better. Through that, all the products got approved at the highest level certification in the United States for any athlete, any professional athlete, Olympic athlete, no banned substances.
That's huge.
Yeah, and in Europe. So we have case studies all over the world of how we're helping. But the truth is, the first 3 products are the most important, and it's called the Trinity. If you look at our baggage and all of our marketing, there's a cross on every box.
Very nice.
You can see root, it's a cross.
Yep.
And it talks about basically, if you look at it, Clean Slate's our first formula. It detoxes and cleans the body so that your body's clean. Restore, it's all natural. It restores the body. And this product, Zero In, is an adaptogenic nootropic. It's legal. There's no side effects. There is a caffeine adrenus, but it's a green tea leaf that I cleaned, so it doesn't hurt the body. And that Zero In, the 3 products together have been able to help like college, professional, and Olympic athletes.
So what is it
all
going to,
over.
what exactly physically, what should I feel if I take these? What's it going to help me with?
The Clean Slate, you start slow, so you take 1 to 2 drops in the morning, 1 to 2 drops at night with water because you're cleaning out the inside of the body. So this is how when I talk to people, I always say, your body's a kingdom, you're the king of your body,
Yeah.
or the queen of your body. You got to clean it out. So all these autoimmune disorders and diseases and things that are happening, it's an imbalance right in our environment. We share our DNA with even a leaf on a tree. So like your daughter, for example, when the environment's not safe, she isn't.
Yeah.
And so these
If the
products,
fish is sick, change the water.
right, and the fish right now have plastics like microplastics and microfiber. Take out the trash, support it with Restore, all natural ingredients, turmeric, curcumin, black cumin seed, resveratrol, apple cider vinegar, aloe vera, just natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to feel, at first, some people feel like they have more energy, or they feel like they're a little bit tired. After about 2 weeks, the body adjusts. You go up to 10 drops in the morning of the Clean Slate, 10 drops at night with water, not droppers, drops.
Yeah.
So you're cleaning out your body, you're restoring, and then you add Zero In, which is the performance drug. I can't say performance enhancing
No.
because it isn't. It's
Yeah.
supporting the body so they're focused. It's an adaptogenic, so what that means is it works with your own neurotransmitters so that you can focus and perform. So our level of success with athletes, as well as, I say this all the time, mothers are performing when they stay home. As a mother of 4, I know you're busy, you have to have everything done when your family gets home. But players are on the line to perform daily. So if they have an off day on that field, the whole team is suffering.
Yeah.
So the goal is for each player to take control of their body and to recognize that they're the king of their kingdom and
No
they
doubt.
have that responsibility. So as a scientist, I know that our cells talk. Our cells talk, all of our cells talk, whether we want to believe it or not. Energetically, God made us to connect. But if your cells are sick, that also impacts mine. And that's why it's important for our whole team to be healthy.
I agree. I like it because now we're all functioning at highest amount
Yeah.
of efficiency. Everyone's in good shape. Everyone's mentally feeling good. Feel good, whether it's
Yeah.
prime say feel good,
Yeah.
play good.
Yeah.
So there's a direct correlation, absolutely.
I speak about female empowerment a lot, and there's not as much medical or clinical research with women.
You guys are a few hundred years behind, okay?
We're a few hundred. Everyone's like, you've caught up. I'm like, no, we haven't.
Everything is always male-based and oriented in the science fields and everything. So
Yeah.
with my 2 daughters, I think that, I told you before, I have personal
Yeah.
interest in this. I want to see them succeed, and
Yeah.
part of that's being healthy, part of that's having a good education system around them, good infrastructure. There are women's sports, there is women's fitness, but it's not as organized.
It's not.
And so that's what we're all trying to do here, is get them organized and give more opportunities. Let's create an army of computer programmers.
Yeah.
Let's give them a skill that they can use, right? Education, what does that mean? I'm going to give you a tangible skill that you can do that translates into every language in every country around the world. So there's a lot of different avenues, and everybody wins. But execution.
We have to work
Organization and
together.
execution. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We talked about psychologically.
Yes.
You have things you have to break from even generationally, right? There's trauma that you've gone through. A lot of people don't understand. They just think, oh, they'll move on to the next phase of their life, but you have to deal with things. And you talked about the book, The Body Keeps
The
Score.
Body Keeps the Score, yes.
It's a great book.
It's a great book.
It's a great
and
book.
it talks about that. You never understand exactly how those survival skills, or how those thoughts, or how those different things you have to break as far as
Yeah.
habits you have.
Right.
Can come from generational. You can't never put it, perceive like, what did I do to be like this?
Yeah.
But you don't understand. This comes from ancestry.
Right.
And it can pass down through the body keep score. And I think science and spirituality and emotional connections should never been separated
Never.
at all. I think it should have came
wasn't. I
together.
don't know if you remember that the psychiatrists and psychologists were like the first doctors.
That's
And you
correct.
Look back, and then they separated it. I don't think it should have ever been
It should have never
separated
been
either.
separated. Yeah.
Because then you have doctors that think psychologically it doesn't matter, and that's not true at all.
That's correct.
I worked on so many studies. I'm getting off topic, but I have to talk to you about this because now I'm interested in talking to you as a person about a lot of things. I would do investigator-sponsored trials with the FDA for like diseases. So we would go in to treat them with like a very unique formulation from a biotechnology perspective or pharmaceutical. And we noticed that people that were spiritually being prayed for or that were psychologically working on things and had proper nutrition, which is why I think the product line is so important. You have to also support the physical body, right?
Yes.
They would get better
Yes.
without anything.
Yes.
And then the doctors were always like, what is happening? Is this what happened? And the answer I wanted to say, well, it's a miracle because God put all this stuff in these people's lives that are impacting them. But a lot of doctors don't believe in that. And a lot of scientists like me don't either. I'm like you. I know how important.
Yeah.
Did you study a lot of that
I
in
did.
school?
I studied a lot of that in school, and I remember one of the first things that was fascinating to me while I went on to get that doctor's degree in clinical studies and families is that creationalist scientists,
Yeah.
when I heard about them and how they were trying to bring the spirituality of God and science together to
Right.
show why things are the way they are
Yeah.
and why we operate the way they are, because I think the both sides have to come together.
They do.
You can't read one part of a chapter
No.
and then finish by skipping to another book.
No.
That can't happen. So to combine them together, to understand they do explain each other, and there's a why between the two, that's very important. I think because mentally there's a lot of things that we can cure in ourselves
Yeah.
if we focus and we're actually trying to be present in changing habits that we have. but you have to focus on it. You have
have
to
to
practice
focus.
it.
Yeah.
You have to make sure it's a part of your everyday life. I know people say your diet, but diet is not a fad, it's a life change.
Thank you. I tell people when they ask me, how long do I support my body? I'm like, forever.
Forever.
Like you're king of your body. You support it forever.
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
of your body. You support it forever.
Yeah, and God has given you a miracle
Yeah.
to the way it works together, and the things, how your organs, your neurons, your transports, all those things work together to create who you are and to also have self-healing properties to get you to the next stage in life.
That's so. I'm very happy to hear that, because you coach, right?
I do coach.
What do
I
you
do
coach?
I coach linebackers here for the defense for the Colorado Buffaloes. But I think as more that mental health and things of these natures come to the forefront,
Yeah.
that wasn't talked about when we were
I was going to
in
ask
school.
you.
Yeah, that wasn't a term that we used. We kind of toughed through and we got through it.
Yeah.
But now that's being brought more to the forefront, I think it's important that we understand how people heal and what things we need to change psychologically in their mind
I agree.
to get on the right track to heal emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I do think there are certain products that we can use that come from the universe or the ground or the roots that we make medicine out of that you need to take. But then there's also a mental part of
Absolutely.
it that you have to be connected with too. I think and this is just my soapbox, I think there's too many people that depend on just the drug
That's what I
and not the mental change.
I
So
agree.
now we're masking or putting a Band-Aid over it, but we're not really fixing the systematic problem.
I agree. Because we're in so many countries, and I'm older, so I've worked in a lot of countries throughout my life, and so people know me, and they'll say thank you for doing this, and I'm like, I didn't do it, you did, because honestly, well, God does it, right? God
Yes,
heals. But
absolutely,
if
yes.
this isn't connected psychologically, mentally, emotionally, forget it. I tell people all the time, this won't work, and they're like, what do you mean it won't work? I'm like, it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that you have to support mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, everything, or it doesn't work. It's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, if you emotionally are working on something and you're just eating horrible every day and you're not taking care of your body, you're not going to
You're not going
succeed
to see
as well
the,
either.
yeah.
No.
You're not going to see the rewards of doing things the right way because you're half stepping, you're cutting corners.
Family's not just blood, right? And I think that's the beautiful part of the journey of being able to come together and you get to see, you find your tribe, right? And then you see how everybody fits in. And then when you start to, put those together, and then like you were talking about, once you're done or you get to figure out what your path is, how you start to apply it and where you want to have influence, right? So when you look at the theological or the spiritual aspect of what our journey is, right? And my path was, growing up in an environment where my parents gave me the opportunity to go figure it out on your own, right? It's
Same for me.
it's like, hey,
So
you're
I'm
gonna
support
figure.
you. I'm gonna love you regardless, but
It's like,
whatever
I'm
you
not
do
going
is
to
on you.
dictate which way you go to stuff. You're going to figure this out. So when I was a kid, I studied a little bit of everything. It's like, okay, if I'm going to study this spirituality aspect, there's all these different beliefs. You got to have an understanding of all of them and to have a basis.
Awesome.
And then being able to dive into that. And I've been able to just try to break it down into, I try to break stuff down to as simply as possible. So if you look at, I've come up with 3 letters, just WTH, right? And people are like, what the hell? I'm like, no, it's walk, teach, heal. That's Christ-like to me.
Yeah, definitely. That's good.
Right, and then you go, okay, what are the principles within that? What do we learn from? We learn from the walk, but you also teach from it. It's like what Dion's been able to do. He's had this path, like you're talking about, whether it's Terrell or I can't wait to meet Lil Wayne later, right? It's like, okay, because his album, when he said I'm not human, he's not lying, because you get to find these different individuals that are savant-like, but the public would look at him and go, you have tattoos on your face.
Yeah.
You can't be that sophisticated. I'm like, ah.
Unless you talk to him.
Yeah, and then you go, wait a minute. There's reason for that. And being able to bring those pieces together and learn, I mean, you guys are so fortunate to have that you don't get. And the key is not to be awestruck, right? Like when someone like Terrell comes in, you go, it's like, dude, it's nice to meet you. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all human. We're all here for the same reason. So it's a matter of what you learn from them
Definitely.
and what you can teach them.
Definitely, because they come in and open books. Honestly, I mean, it's just surreal for us because we grow up and we watch his highlights before the game.
Yeah.
We watching this person highlights, so we see him in
We're like,
person.
yo,
I wear this. I did numbers
It's
like
like-
you.
He's like, wait a minute, I had your name on the jersey I used to wear, and now you want my jersey?
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy,
all right.
though. It's crazy.
What's been, if you were to take one thing away from the experience so far, you know, from being in Jackson with everybody and then coming here, well, from a recruiting standpoint, we'll do it this way, because you have kids that are looking at opportunities and, you know, going to other schools. What in this family environment would you say is one thing that sticks out that you would want to pass to someone else that is not the traditional, oh my God, this is the recruiting mecca, you got all the social media influence, everything else. What have you found is one of those things?
This easy. It's the everyday challenge. The everyday challenge to be a better man, not just a better football player. I mean, it's easy to say, it's easy to sit here and have a conversation about it, saying, I want to be this, I want to be that, but Coach Prime actually challenged you to be that. Like every day we have a meeting. We have meetings in the morning, not even about football. It's about life. So you come here, you're getting challenged to be a better man, just a better human in the community. And me coming here, that's been the biggest thing about, to me, was just opening up to the community and being able to understand what's going on, not being in the shell. Because I was in the shell before, you know what I'm saying? So I came here, try to open up, meet new people. So that's been good, but it's just a challenge for the most part. Not without the recruit stuff, it's hard to play here.
Yeah.
Just because of the challenging. And because of if the football not going, he's still challenging you to be a better man. After that, like the grades are important, like what you're doing around the city, like is the locker room clean? Is you messing up the bathrooms? Like it's the little stuff that he challenges you every day that you'll be like, man, why are you messing with me? Like leave me alone about this. But it's so character. It's all about character with him. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because when you're out of here and you eventually get married, if you can't clean a bathroom and your wife's gone, bruh,
Exactly.
we're gonna have a chit chat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's those little details.
Definitely.